it's Brianna. I am so excited to be here with you today and show you how to make our blackboard bags. This collection is going to demonstrate how we put our zipper in the hoop, and you can apply that to all of your other favorite in the hoop zipper bag collections. So let's walk through it step by step to see how we get this finished product. Our first step with this collection is going to be our placement stitch. Now, if you're new to Anita Goodesign, you might not know that we use a placement stitch almost at the beginning of everything, and it is really handy in all of our designs, but especially with the zippered bags, and I'll show you why in the next step. But this is really important here, so go ahead and do this in a color that you're going to be able to see just directly on top of your stabilizer. So that's step one, is going to be that placement stitch. Now next up is where we're actually going to go ahead and put our zipper down. So that placement stitch is so important because it shows you exactly where to lay down that zipper. So those little lines that you had is where you're going to want to line your zipper up. And for right now, you want to make sure that your zipper is completely closed and that the head of the zipper is off to the side. Most of the time, we have it off to our left side if you're right-handed, the way you would open that bag, but you could certainly put it off to the other side if you prefer to open your bag the other way. But just make sure, most importantly, that it's closed and its teeth facing up, and really try to get that zipper as straight as you can on those lines. And then you want to use a little tape on either end just to really hold that zipper down. It can be real slippery on that stabilizer, so make sure you tape it down. And then what we did here, the next step is just going to be a tacking stitch, which is going to come on the top and the bottom of the zipper. Now we did this in red just so you could see it. Obviously, if you were doing this project at home and wanted it to look its best, I would do it in a white, like a color that actually matches your zipper or whatever color your zipper might be. But we just did it here in a darker color so that you could kind of see it for our video today. So you want to make sure that you tack that all the way down there, and then we can move on to the next step. Now for this bag, this utilizes our folded fabric method. So when we're creating this little bag here, we're actually going to be putting our piece of fabric right side down. So with our black fabric, we actually just used an interfacing on one side, so you could kind of see that the black is the right side and the white is the wrong side. And the way that we're laying it down here is right side down. So if your fabric is directional, just make sure that you're laying it right side down. And it's going to be lined up along the bottom of that zipper tape there. And then this line is going to come in, and this is going to be your folding line. Again, we're just using this thread so that you can see it. And then in the next step, you're going to see we're actually going to pull this down, and you'll want to give this a nice finger press and make sure this is nice and flat. Of course, using some tape down here if you need it. In this next step, you're going to go ahead and be tacking down the bottom portion of your bag. So this is going to be sort of the main area of your zipper bag. And then you would just repeat these same steps, doing that folded fabric technique for the top portion of your bag as well. Now obviously that top portion is a little bit smaller, so you're going to be using a smaller piece of fabric for that, but you would repeat those same steps to get that top portion completed. Once you have that top portion completed in this bag, we are going to be doing our decorative embroidery. So this is where you would just want to follow along with your numbered steps for your specific collection to see if there's any color changes or what's kind of going on here in the fun part of your bag where the action is, where the embroidery is. So just follow along there. So we completed all of our embroidery in white, since this is meant to be that blackboard style bag. And then you can see what we've done here. It's very important that right now, before the next step, you open your zipper. So we've opened our zipper about 3/4 of the way. So you can do about a half or even over to 3/4. It just gives you a bigger hole when you're going to be turning this right side out. So we've opened it about 3/4 of the way there, all the way down that zipper tape. So make sure you do that right now. And then what you're going to be doing is getting your final piece of fabric, and this is going to be for the back of your bag. And this one is again going to be laid right side down. So this is the back side of our fabric where we put that interfacing. We've laid our nice solid black side face down, so right sides together. And this piece completely covers this bag. And again, typically you'd want to use like a black thread here so it blends in. We're just using this so that you can kind of see it here in the video. And then once you get all done tacking those together, you're going to be able to turn your bag right side out and have a finished zipper bag that you put this zipper in all by yourself in the hoop. And you can apply this technique to many other zipper bag collections. So I hope y'all enjoyed learning how to put a zipper in your zipper bags and hope to see you next time. Thanks for joining.